Welcome to Savarkar IAS Study Circle, conducted by Swatantravir Savarkar Rashtriya Smarak, Dadar, Mumbai. Here, in this series of questions, we are approaching towards the requirements of UPSC Civil Services examination and how to prepare and who can prepare for this exam. All these questions we are going to answer in this series. That is, we are conducting like question series. So obviously the first question, that what is the age criteria for UPSC Civil Services examination? Age criteria for UPSC Civil Services examination is very clear. Minimum age, that is 21 years completed. Okay, but what is the date? Simple. If you are approaching for UPSC Civil Services examination of 2024, then on the 1st August 24, your minimum age must be 21 year completed. Alright, so this is the criteria of age, that is lower category, lower age limit, that is minimum age limit. Now maximum age limit is 32 years. So from the time span of 21 years to 32 years, we can appear for this examination. Again, when we have to consider 32, again the answer is that suppose you are approaching, you are appearing for UPSC Civil Services examination 2024, then on the 1st August 2024, your age should not exceed 32 years. That means on 31st July, on 1st August, you should not exceed age 32. Now this upper age limit is there for open category candidate. Now for reservations, the age relaxations are there. So if you belong to OBC category, then age limit is somewhat relaxed. You can appear till 35 years for this examination. But keep in mind, only OBC certificate is not sufficient. Apart from that, you must provide a non-creamy layer certificate. Then only your category is considered as OBC. Otherwise, your category will be considered as open and age limit will be 32. So please keep in mind that you require fresh non-creamy layer certificate. That means the year in which you are going to appear, at that time you must have non-creamy layer certificate. Then only you should be you have to consider yourself as OBC category, otherwise open. So for OBC category, age relaxation is there by 3 years, and for SC and ST category, again that caste certificate that must be validated and all that. But after that, age relaxation is there still 2 more years. That means till age of 37 years, you can appear for UPSC Civil Services examinations. So these are the age criteria. I am revising again. The minimum age criteria is 21 years for each and everybody. But upper limit is actually 32 years. But special provision is there for OBC, that if you have non-creamy layer certificate plus OBC certificate, then you can appear for this examination till age of 35. And if you belong to SC or ST category, then you can appear 2 more years. That means till age of 37 you can appear. What is the educational qualification required for UPSC Civil Services examination? Now here it is advisable that you must have graduate degree from UGC recognized university. That's the important condition. I am revising. Student must be graduate from UGC recognized university. That is the essential condition. But if you are appearing for graduation examination and you are fitting in age criteria, then you are eligible for appearing this examination. So Second important thing, graduation is the must. Many students are asking me that, okay, right now I am in 12th standard, so can I appear? Answer is that no. You have to get age criteria as well as educational qualification. So if both are matching, then only you can appear. So I am revising again. The minimum graduation is required. If you are a postgraduate, then also all right. But minimum graduation is the qualification for UPSC Civil Services examination, and you have to, if you are appearing for that exam, then also all right, but you must be there in the age criteria. Because just imagine, fortunately, if I am using word, you will get afterward, but fortunately, if you are able to qualify in the prelim, then you have to submit documents. And therefore, it is essential that suppose examinations usually they are there in month of May. So you can appear simultaneously both examination, UPSC Civil Services, because it is always there on the Sunday. So you can appear, and then graduation examination also. But if you are getting selected for preliminary examination to mains, then you have to provide documents. So these documents will be there with you if you are able to pass graduation examination. So these are the important criteria. What is the pattern of UPSC Civil Services examination? Now, the pattern is right now, that means in 2023, the pattern is as follows. Number one, you have to appear for first preliminary examination. This is considered as filter examination. So you have to first appear for preliminary examination. Second, if you are able to qualify, I'm not saying, or I'm not using the word as you are passed out, okay, because this is a competitive examination, there is no question of passing and failure. So if you are able to qualify, then you will get selected for mains examination, that is the second stage. Now, if you are able to qualify from mains, then there is a personality test. Many times we are calling this as interview, but the correct word here is the personality test. And then you have to go through this personality test. And then you are qualified, you are eligible for the civil services. So these are the stages. I am revising. Number one, preliminary examination. Number two, mains examination. And number three, that is personality test or interview. So these are the stages in UPSC Civil Services examination. What is the nature of UPSC Civil Services preliminary examination? Now, here we have to discuss quite long. So first part I am going to discuss now. Paper is divided into two parts. Paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is there to check your knowledge and how you are able to apply that knowledge. That is also another criteria. Knowledge must be there and application mind must be there. So how you are able to apply that knowledge, that is also important thing. That is paper 1. It is consisting of 100 questions with 2 marks each. That means total marks 200. So this paper, preliminary examination paper 1, is there for general studies, which consisting of 100 questions, 2 marks each, that means total 200 marks, where time given is 2 hours. In other words, you have to solve 100 questions in 120 minutes. So nearly with speed of 1 question per minute, and 20 minutes are there for tolerance, checkout and all that. So this is the important thing, that you have to solve 100 questions in 120 minutes. That is paper 1. Paper 2, that is wrongly called as CSAT paper. It is actually aptitude test for civil services, but initially they termed this for entire paper 1 as well as paper 2. So now I am talking about paper 2. Paper 2 is your application mind, your intelligence, logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, etc. that is tested in paper 2. Paper 2 is having 80 marks, 80 questions, but marks are 200. So in 120 minutes, you have to solve 80 questions. That is of paper 2. Whereas for paper 1 as well as paper 2, 1/3 negative marking is there, that is called as 0.33 negative marking. That means what? If 3 questions are wrong, then you will lose all 3 questions mark, plus from your whatever the score, marks of 1 question will get deducted. Now in case of paper 1, 2 marks for each question. So if your 3 answers are wrong, then obvious thing is that suppose your score is 50, from that they will deduct 2 marks because 1 question carry 2 marks. So they will deduct your 2 marks from first your whatever the total. But in case of paper 2, each question carries 2.5 marks, and therefore for loss of 3 questions you are going to lose 2.5 marks. So that is the marking scheme for paper 1 as well as paper 2. Now here paper 1 and paper 2 both were essential when they were introduced, that means in 2011 exam. But in latter phase they decided, because students demanded and ultimately it's democracy, so whatever the government, they decided to change some pattern and ultimately instructions are given. That is, in case of paper 2 will be considered as only for qualifying marks. That means you have to get minimum 66 marks out of 200. I am revising. Paper 2 will be considered as only for qualifying. That means you have to score 66 marks out of 200. That's all. Then only your paper 1 we are going to check, and in case of paper 1, whatever your score, that should be considered as competitive exam score. So it is not that paper 1 and paper 2 total they are considering for examination as previous in 2011, 12, 13. This scheme was there that your score was there out of 400 marks. But now your score is of only out of 200 marks, that means for paper 1. But for that purpose, your paper 2 marks must be minimum 66. So this is important criteria. So this is about preliminary examination. Which subjects we have to study for preliminary examination? As we have discussed earlier, in an earlier question only, that paper 1 and paper 2, like that 2 papers are there, and both are of different type. So first let me clarify about paper 1. Totally paper 1 is consisting of say approximately we have to say 10 subjects. I am revising. Total 10 subjects, because the name of paper is general studies. So it is general, but still we are categorizing under 10 paper. 10 subjects. First one is history. Second, national freedom struggle. Actually in school days we used to learn as history only, but now here we have to consider this is second paper, that is national freedom struggle. Then geography. In geography we have to study both world geography as well as Indian geography. And space science is also yet considered in geography only. So history, national freedom struggle, geography, Indian polity, economics, then physics, chemistry, biology. Then we have to study the most important subject, that is environmental science. So let us revise. History, national freedom struggle, geography, political science, that is Indian polity, economics, physics, chemistry, biology, environmental science. Total 9 subjects. And after studying all these 9, the 10th one, that is called as current affairs. So all these 10 subjects totally we have to study in case of UPSC Civil Services preliminary examination. But the subjects need not be separate. Say for example, a current affair question is maybe possible from science. Maybe possible current affair question is having connection with geography. and like that things are also clubbed out together. The main thing is that your application mind that is tested in paper 1 along with what database you have. So both things we have to consider. So these are the subjects for preliminary examination, but keep in mind that every year when advertisement, they are going to publish advertisement about this examination, then they are mentioning the syllabus. So this is just basic idea I am giving. But suppose you are appearing for 2024, then when advertise will be there, notice will be there, where you will get this notice? Keep in mind the website name, that is UPSC, because you are appearing for UPSC. So upsc.gov, it is government exam.gov, Government of India, therefore .in. So keep in mind upsc.gov.in. On this website, they publish the notice. Even in employment news, we will get that notice in detail where you will get the syllabus. Minor here and there may be there, but generally we are saying the fixed module, that is of these all subjects, that is for paper 1. Now in case of paper 2, your application mind is tested predominantly. So first thing, your grasping, they are going to check. For that purpose, passages, the comprehension type questions are there. So passages are there and you have to answer questions based on that passage. So it is essential that strictly your answer should be there from passage only. Second, that is language proficiency is also tested, because we got freedom in 1947. But next question is there, do we really got freedom in 1947? Because I am wearing clothes like Britishers. I am speaking, communicating with you in English. And really, what is the meaning of freedom? We are not yet aware, because yet English is considered as an official language in India. For detail, we are going to discuss in Indian polity why this is there. But unfortunate that we are celebrating Independence Day on 15th August 1947. Alright, I am not communicating with you in Indian language. I am communicating with you in some foreign language, that is mother tongue of British people, most probably from UK. The people belong to this language, and then rest of the world. Anyway, so English proficiency is tested there. That means actually what happened in India, 2 languages we are considering as official languages, that is English and Hindi. So our paper is printed on one side in English and on second side in Hindi. But when I want to check English proficiency, the passage will be there, but English passage will be there, but Hindi translation will not be there. Alright, and therefore we are calling this for testing out your English proficiency. Then the most important part, logical reasoning, analytical reasoning. Then data interpretation, because you are supposed to work as an officer, and therefore data interpretation is really essential part of this officer's job. So it is there. Then the obvious thing is that simple arithmetics. So it is something kind cruelty, like that example, simple arithmetics, but it is there. Then one of the important thing is there, that is communication skills, verbal communication and non-verbal communication, decision making and problem solving. Say for officer is actually a category of leader only, and so that officer must have this type of skill, that is decision making and problem solving. So all these questions, they are there in paper 2. So really paper 2 was a fantastic paper. It was actually essential. It is actually essential, it is actually essential for an officer. But democratically, we say that alright, qualifying marks are also there. So 66 marks if you are going to get, then also you are getting qualified in paper 2. So these are the things for civil services examination prelim, what you have to study. How to study for UPSC civil services examination. Now this question we have to discuss with reference to three parts of this examination, that is preliminary examination, mains examination and personality test. So first part, that is preliminary examination, which is only objective in nature. My first advice will be there for you, those who are preparing for UPSC Civil Services examination. They must think of only and only preliminary examination first. Don't think for mains and interview at a time. Okay, so let us get segregated. First, we are going to discuss about preliminary examination. So, focus on preliminary examination. You can purchase any manual from market or even on certain websites or apps. You'll get this type of book, that is manual for UPSC Civil Services examination. So like that, any one manual you have to purchase. Now, after purchasing that manual, start studying out that manual. Say, manual is not detailed. Okay, it is not the solution, but you will get idea about the topics. You will get entry in the topics from that manual. This is first stage. That manual is having something 1000 or 1500 pages. So if you are going to read out at all pages and able to grasp the data, then it will be all right. Then start second level, that is reading of reference books. Here I am not talking about NCERT books. Okay, so start reading about reference books. Say for example, in case of history, you are preparing for history, then I may recommend you that okay, you can read a book that is written by R.C. Muzumdar. So that is a reference book. Like that, various books you have to refer depending upon the topics. You have to refer the books. The third thing, you have to read NCERT books. Alright. So why NCERT? Because many times certain confusing data is there. Everywhere you will get this type of confusing data. Say for example, how many ball and socket joints are present in human body. Some books are saying 4 and some books are saying 6. They are considering pelvic girdle and pectoral girdle only. But in some reference you have to consider maxilla mandible joint also. And then real answer you have to consider from NCERT book. Whatever is given in the NCERT book, that you have to consider as a true answer. And therefore, it is recommended that after reading all these things, you have to go through NCERT books. Okay, so this is about reading. This is for preliminary examination, but only reading is not sufficient. It depends on person to person. A person like me, I believe in only reading. My technique is very, very simple. You can also follow if you are able to follow. It is not necessary that every time a person A is doing this, that means it is correct. No. Maybe possible person B will have another approach. Okay. So what I am preferring of that I am going to tell. So read the book. There are different topics. So for example, if I want to discuss about chemistry, I want to discuss about space science, I want to discuss about physics, or even I want to discuss about geography, particularly season cycle and all that reason that we have to use your reasoning power, you have to use your analytical power, understanding, all that. At that time, only reading is not sufficient. But if you want to carry out topics like history, sociology, political science, then reading is also sufficient. Start reading. Without understanding also, but start reading. This is your first reading. Speed in the reading is essential. Read that whatever the book in front of you. Keep it aside for at least 1 week. Now don't After completion of this reading, don't go for second reading immediately. After a week, start reading out it second time. This is very, very essential, that when you are going to read second time, you will recollect that, okay, I have read just 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago I have read, and then you will get automatically data feed in your brain. Now keep that book aside after second reading. Aside. Maybe possible 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or even months. Till that, study something else. And then that you have to read that book again, third time. Here, your data get fixed in your mind, perfect data. So this is the technique for subjects where understanding is not required to great extent, but data feeding is really important. You can go by this method. Now we are going to discuss second topic, that how to prepare for mains. Because many students are having doubt in mind that after completion of your prelim examination and after opening out results, time gap between mains examination and result of prelim is very less. The answer is that yes, it is true. But you can consider this way, that while preparing for prelim, you can start your note making. Okay, so that note making is a powerful tool. If you are not believing in reading only, then this is the powerful tool. And practice for mains, this is important. What you have to do, say for example, I am teaching about say Raja Chol, a prominent king from Chola dynasty. So I will give you some information over here. You have to take down that, then open out reference books. And from that you have to gather important point of Raja Chol, and then you have to write it down. So your notes about Raja Chol, the great emperor in South India, you'll get able to study data, everything. That is fixed in your mind. Now, like that you can prepare notes for each and everything. And then go through UPSC mains paper. They are asking you question. Say you have to explain in about 250 words or like that. Once you have database, then you can use it according to your requirement, plus point, minus point, like that you can take out. And therefore, it is highly essential that understanding of the concept, rather than that mugging up the questions. Some students are saying this way that I am highlighting one-liner, two-liner and all that questions. So no need to do that. But keep in mind that important things. Say for example, if you are talking about solar eclipse, then at that time what is the position of sun, what is the position of moon, whether sun is at, that means earth is at apogee, aphelion position or perihelion position, moon is at apogee or perigee. Then we can predict about solar eclipse, whether it will be partial solar eclipse, or it is hybrid solar eclipse, or it is annular solar eclipse, or it is total solar eclipse. Like that, various possibilities are there. If you are able to understand the concept, then you can write it very easily. So my advice to you, that start making notes and try to understand the concept. That is really essential. So for mains, your study, that is for general studies, separate. Essay writing, you can start out essay writing. You can take out subjects, your own subject, previous year's paper subject, and try to write down essay. Because ultimately, if you are going through the subjects, science and technology, economics, political science, like that based subjects are there. Even some essays are there discussed on our YouTube channel, that is Savarkar IAS Study Circle. Old essays, some 3 or 4 essays I have discussed in old days, so you can check out them also. Now, for main important thing about optional subject. In old syllabus, optional subjects were important because they were having at that time 2 optional subjects. But now only 1 optional subject is there, and that is also for 500 marks. So weightage is very less for optional subject. And as I have recommended, and in previous sessions also, and always I recommend you that if, say for example, myself, my graduation is there in chemistry. So I must select chemistry for optional subject. Instead of that, if I am going to say, all right, I studied zoology in SYBSc, so I will go for zoology. It is a bit difficult because it requires graduation plus 1 level knowledge. And if I am saying that, okay, till 12th standard I was having physics, so I can go for physics also. So it will be very, very difficult for me to cop up physics at MSc Part 1 level. And therefore it is recommended that please select the subject, optional subject, that is of your graduation. But if you are that unfortunate that whatever your graduation subject is there, that is not in the list of UPSC mains subject, optional subject, then you have to select a subject which will be there closer to your subject. Okay, and you have to study that for graduation plus 1 level. So this way you can prepare for mains. The important thing, I must say, that instead of how many hours you are studying out is not that important, but whatever you are going to study, that you are able to keep in mind thoroughly, that is really important from mains point of view. What about mains? In case of preliminary examination, if you are able to qualify, then you have to appear for mains examination. Preliminary examination is only objective in nature. That means multiple choice question and you have to select the correct choice. Whereas mains examination is a written examination. You have to write. That is the most important part of mains examination. First, 2 qualifying papers are there. They are of obvious English language, and second, that is any one Indian regional language. If you are belonging to 7 sisters, then you can consider English as second language also. But other than that, you have to consider only first in English and second any other Indian regional language. Obviously, these 2 papers are for qualifying marks. So their total, what we are going to get, you are not considering in that total marks. Henceforth, that is after these 2 qualifying papers, all papers we have to consider in total. So each paper is of 250 marks. So first paper, that is essay writing. Essay is we have to consider as mirror of your personality, your thoughts, your intelligence, everything you can consider there, that is in essay writing. Initially, this essay writing was of 300 mark and only 1 essay was there. But now, certain changes are observed, that obviously they given this for 250 marks in new syllabus, and many times they are giving you this type of pattern, that set of 4 essay question 1, set of 4 essay question 2, and you have to select any 1 essay from set 1 and 1 essay from set 2, or question 1 question 2. So you have to write 2 essays. Initially it was only 1 essay, but now they are giving you more detailed choice. You have to write about 2 essays. So 125 marks each, 2 essays, where you have to write in terms of 1250 words approximately. So you can count on one paper. Let us imagine that you are able to write 10 words in a line. It is not possible, but suppose you are able to write 10 words in a line. Then single fullscape is having suppose 30 lines. Then your single fullscape will give you 300 words. So like that, you have to write down essay that is of actually 2500 words, but now we are dividing it into 1250 and 1250. So like that, you have to write down 2 essays. Then next paper, that is of science and technology, then ethics, history, geography, that means general study only. Here, what is the recommendation? That whatever you have studied for preliminary examinations, that is there only for mains, except ethics. Ethics. And another topic is there, that is internal security of India. So like that, minimum minor here and there, but rest of the topics, they are there belonging to preliminary examination only. So no separate study. However, whatever optional subject you are going to select, that you have to study. Say till here, that means in case of prelim, your knowledge is expected that is up to 10 standard level, 10 plus 2 level knowledge, that is useful. But when you are considering your optional subject, then it is usually graduation plus 1 year's knowledge. That means suppose you are going for MA, then whatever the syllabus expected in MA part first, that is there. If you are going for MSc, then whatever the syllabus for MSc part 1, that is considered here. That is in optional subject. So there are many optional subjects. You can visit upsc.gov.in and you can find out the list of optional subjects, because some subjects, they are there for graduation but they are not here in UPSC's list. So you have to find out a subject which is going very close to your graduation subject. Many times students are taking some drastic decision. A science student will say that I will go for history or geography. Some students, they will select human anthropology and like that subjects. So keep in mind here, whatever subject you are going to select, that is of graduation plus 1 level. So very deep study is required. Your written answers are expected that part only. So you have to select for that optional subject. This is about mains. Now here 250 marks each subject is there. So optional subject, that is also 2 papers of optional subject. So 250 plus 250, that is 500 marks. They are there for optional subject. So here we are getting mains examination score. From mains, they are going to select for interview, or that is called as personality test. But keep in mind here, suppose vacancy is of 1000 candidate, then they are supposed to select 3000 students for personality test. So we are saying the ratio is of 3:1. That is, from 3 candidates we have to select 1 candidate. So from 3000 they are going to select 1000 candidates, and like that they are going to arrange cutoff. Okay, that marks are called as cutoff marks. They are going to select in this fashion, and then you are supposed to go for personality test. Whether coaching classes are required for UPSC Civil Services examination, answer is it depends upon person to person, because there are many examples. Those students they were in the rank without joining any coaching class. You are aware about the great person Ekalavya. So same way, if you are considering yourself like Ekalavya or eligible to study, then obviously you can go without class for UPSC Civil Services examination. But if you require that, okay, somebody should tell me, then I will understand, then you can go for coaching class. When you are going to select coaching class, you have to consider, number 1, whether that coaching class is in the vicinity of your house. You can go and come from that coaching class very easily without spending much of the time. Second thing, whether that class is going to complete whatever the syllabus. So there is no fixed syllabus. Even I am telling you that in our classes also we are not able to complete the syllabus because syllabus is not there. We have to discuss. Okay, so we are going to discuss hardly 5%. Openly I am telling, hardly 5%, because UPSC Civil Services, we have to consider that what is the role of coaching class, that is to guide you. Okay, we are going to take you in the subject, but after you have to develop that subject your own. Alright, so maybe possible, suppose I am teaching you space science, I will inform what is dark matter, what is black hole, what is dark energy, and like that subjects, concepts I am going to tell you. But if I am working only on dark matter, then our future will be dark, because what is the guarantee that question will be there on dark matter? Okay, and therefore if there, then you will get hardly 2 marks if your answer is right. So I can't focus much on the topic. So my role is that I have to take you in the subject and continue. Your role is there, that you have to get more and more knowledge about the topics. That's why the class must have library facility. You can sit there in the library peacefully and study out the books. Obviously this reference book must be there in the classes. And then the most important thing, that whether that class is going to conduct test, mock prelims, only conduction of test and your score is 100 out of 200, like that data is not there. Analysis is there, that why this is the answer and this is not the answer. So like that, if things are there, then you can join that class immediately. Many students are now not in favor of online classes, but according to me, online is the best option. This is not that people can make money easily, but actually we can provide much more things in online rather than offline. Say online and offline both are having their own advantages and disadvantages. In offline classes we are able to discuss. In online classes there is communication, is only one-way communication. So like that things are there. But obviously I will recommend you to search online and go through the fees, because we are there to provide you everything free. So on Savarkar IS Study Circle, you will find all lectures required. They are at free of cost. So go through them, go through them and follow. Even test series are there and whatnot. Just visit our channel, scroll out that channel, find out whatever the things are there and start solving. So the first thing, classes are required, answer is, it depends upon person to person. But if your mindset is that I want to join offline class, then if you are able to reach to our class, then it is all right. It is at Dadar, Mumbai. For more details on this same YouTube channel, you will find our e-brochure. So go through that e-brochure and in this description of this video, I will put that e-brochure. So link for e-brochure, so you will get idea about this class. But it is not recommended always that say for example a person is staying at Pune. So why that person should come to Mumbai for study? Okay. So if that person is staying in Pune, then there are many classes in Pune. So you can join that class at Pune. So it is not recommended that go somewhere else and study. Okay. So like that you can go. So rather than that, online class is a very good option. Prepare for UPSC Civil Services examination. If you are there in the age limits, then, and if you are having interest, the most important thing is there must be interest. So if you are having interest, then you can appear for CDS, that is Combined Defense Services examination also. See these videos in our on this same channel. We have videos that is for information of CDS examination. So if your age criteria is there, then you can appear, you can join that CDS examination also. Almost study is same. Whatever you are going to study for UPSC Civil Services examination, almost that is the study for CDS, that is Combined Defense Services examination, OTA, that is Officers Training Academy, part of Combined Defense Services. But if you are going for Air Force Academy or Naval Academy, then obviously mathematics is additional subject there. Now this is something we are talking about. If you are preparing for UPSC Civil Services examination, then what other things you can do? So top level UPSC Civil Services, then you can also at that same level you can prepare, that is for CDS, Combined Defense Services examination. And then you have state level Public Service Commission. For example, we belong to Maharashtra. So we have MPSC examination, Maharashtra Public Service Commission examination. Suppose somebody is there in Madhya Pradesh, then they have MPPSC examination. So like that examinations are there, and you can try various other examinations also. So my idea is that try all examination. Level is different, subject is almost same. The level of examination, the level of question, that differs from exam to exam. So my advice is there that try to appear for as many exams as possible, and you'll get practice. Obviously your aim must get selected in UPSC Civil Services examination. What is the selection process? What way it works? Approximately 15 lakh candidates trying to get into these civil services. So almost per year 10 lakh to 15 lakh students, they are there to appear in the examination. Prelim examination, that means filter of approximately, suppose we are saying 1000 is number of vacancies, then approximately 10,000 to 11,000 students are selected for mains examination. So for prelim examination, n number of candidates, 10 lakh to 15 lakh, but from that your selection is there in 10,000 to 11,000, in that range you are getting selected, and from that they are going to select 3,000 for personality test. Now if you are going statistically, then obviously first barrier is bit difficult, that is from 15 lakh to 10,000. Second barrier is quite easy statistically, 10,000 to 3,000, so nearly 1/3. Now this way the selection process that is there